What's up, boys and girls? We're live on Wednesday. I got a big main slate. Um, so I'll be interested to see where you land on a couple things, Smitty. There's some spots I really like today. We were just talking before the show. I mean, I was back to back on the O's, got it right. I just got a little unlucky on pitching. Flattery getting pulled on cruise control sucked. So. How are we feeling today?
Feeling pretty good. I think this slate overall is a pretty good slate. Probably a lot better than the early slate was.
Oh yeah, the early slate. I didn't play the early slate. I didn't like it. So, well, let's just get into pitching. We're gonna keep. I'm gonna keep my pool condensed again, just like yesterday. Up top for me. Listen, I get the Cease love. He should have it. The Angels strike out a ton. Totally get it. I understand. He probably won't make my SE, but he's going to make my 3 max. So up top, when we're going, there's really 3 expensive pitchers on the slate: him, Skeens, and Gilbert. I like Skeens and Gilbert just from an ownership standpoint way more. Skeens is staying around that 20% ownership because it's the Dodgers and people are staying away from him a little bit. So I like that side of it. But I really like, up top there, I really like Skeens and Gilbert today.
Yeah, I'm overweight on all 3. I just think the bottom of the pitching pool is pretty gross, but I like Skeens and Gilbert more than I do Cease.
Yeah, I think we're kind of on the same page there today. We saw what Kirby did last night to the A's. I won't be shocked to see Gilbert do that as well. Getting to that next tier, I don't have a lot of love. For really is me, it's Eflin over Garrett because of ownership, right? I mean, it's Garrett's $100 more, but he's double the ownership. So if I'm going to go there, I'm going to go Eflin. And then for me, the punt down the spot I actually really like is I like Suarez today versus the Blue Jays. I think at a price per dollar, like he's my favorite lower price guy, and then I'm not really touching anybody else on the slate.
Yeah. The only 2 pitchers that you didn't mention that I'm getting some of is Tyon and Rodon, and it's basically just because of matchup, and I probably wouldn't play them in 1 to 3 lineups, but I'm playing 150, so I have some of them mixed in.
Yeah, and you should, right? Like, so keep in mind, guys, remember when we're talking, I'm always coming from an SC3 max spot. Spitty's coming from an MME, 100, 150 lineups. And if I did, like, I would go there, if I had access, right? I just, again, I'm not trying to touch, Serrano, Estes, Sandin, no Paddock. The Yankees have just been on fire lately, right? I don't know. Does Cy Fetty show up today? But I don't know. He's $8,100. Like if he was $6,100, I might throw him against the Cubs. But I kind of like the Cubs bats versus him today. So again, short, condensed pitcher pool for me. I'm going to mix Skeens, Gilbert, Cease, Eflin, and Suarez, and then I'll figure out where I really want to land bat wise. But again, Skeens and Gilbert being half of Cease, I really like that spot for him. And I'm, I don't want any, and I'm definitely not going any Barrios today.
No, me neither.
All righty. Let's go start talking some lineups. I didn't get a chance before we started to get an update on the weather in Cleveland. Are we looking okay? Have you got a chance to look at it?
I haven't looked yet.
Because the conditions, if we get past the rain, are fantastic for the Guardians today. They get Singer. Naylor's just been on fire. He's only $5,100. Manzardo's still super cheap. They're a little more expensive up top, but you can, Bo Naylor and Manzardo help offset a little bit of that, but it's hard to play Manzardo over Naylor for me at DK. You can play them both at FanDuel, but that makes it a little tougher.
Yeah, the Guardians are my highest exposed stack right now, so I'm hoping that game's good to go.
Yeah, that's my favorite spot today. I would say right as them now. Just weather matchup. We know who Singer is, who Singer isn't. We know who that bullpen is, who that bullpen isn't. I got a couple. I say my pool is going to be condensed on bats again today, so I'm there. I love Mr. Skeens today. I would argue he has, even as a rookie, he might have the best stuff for a healthy anybody that's currently healthy. I think he has the best stuff in baseball. The Dodgers are, in that low 20% K rate. I get, Mookie and Freddie aren't going to strike out a ton, but right. They got Taylor in the lineup today. They got Pages, Lux, Hernandez. So, and I just, this is going to be their, Skeens going to bring his A game versus them. And I like, I'm a Skeens fan, so I'm going there today.
Yeah, I'm on the Skeens side too. I am overweight on the Dodgers just because they're all coming in 2 to 3%. So I have more than that in MME, but I'm also over on Skeens. So it's mainly mini stacks just because they're so expensive. But just in case he has a blow up game, I kind of have leverage on the field.
Yeah, and that's, again, like in a 3 max, I don't hate doing that, right? Go the other side, bring, Mookie, Freddie, Shohei in, right, if you want to, and then go cheap the rest of the way, right? Like there's some, they're just so, right, that top 5, you just, with pitching pricing today, you can't really play it, like really hard to stack that top 5 and have anybody else in play. Paxton in that walk rate, I don't hate the Pirates today. I don't know they'll make my 3 max, but I would definitely have exposure if I was playing 150 lineups.
Yeah, I have quite a bit of Pirates right now. I think that goes up even more if the Cleveland weather gets worse, just because they're similarly priced and they allow you to fit the top pitching in on the slate. But I like targeting Paxton.
Yeah, me too. I'm not really interested in the bats and Rays Marlins. I think that game, the total 7.5, it's juiced to the under. I like Eflin. I kind of like the pitching side there a little better. I'm not really going to go any bats on that game. Where are you going to land there?
I don't have a whole lot. I have some Jazz and Randy Rosarino. That's pretty much it.
All right. Going to the Yanks, I like attacking Paddock. Again, Yankees issue, same as pricing. I like Volpe. I love Soto today. Judge is going to match up, right? His matchup's going to be off the chain there. But again, it's just pricing. They're tough to get big stacks full of them.
Yeah, they're expensive. I have Judge is my highest owned Yankee. I have about 14% of him. I'm pretty happy with that.
Okay. So going to the next, I love the O's. I'm gonna go. This is third day in a row. I'm gonna play them. I just like them. They're kind of my spot. Rutsch, while he's been cold, just murders Barrios. Gunner. I really like Santander today. And then I'm gonna stick with Westy, he's up to 5,100. I don't love it as much, but I was hoping they'd keep Connor in the lineup after, hitting that jack yesterday. It was great. He's $2,500. He got us a home run. Like, I had a nice day. And I like Suarez versus the Jays. I get they don't K a ton. Just, I want him to give me 5 Ks and just don't give up, a few runs, and I'll be happy to get to the bats I want to get to today.
Yeah, I like the O's too. I'm going to continue to go back to them. Their top hitters are pretty expensive, but they also have pretty cheap bats you can round it out with. And then as far as the Jays go, I like Davis Schneider. That's basically it. I don't really have any interest in full stacks there.
What do you think of Tigers Rangers today?
That's kind of a tough game. I have a little bit of Tigers. I don't have very many Rangers, so I lean go on the Tiger side just because of their prices.
So I think this is going under today. I will have 0, like if I'm betting the under in the game. I'll have 0 exposure in single entry 3 max to either of those lineups today. I like the Cubs again today. It's hard to not like them against Fetty. That rain hurt us yesterday. That's why I pivoted it off of them. Morel got it done again. He's still only $4,200. Belly, Suzuki, the top of that lineup. And I don't hate Swanson. And guys, PCA is still only $2,900. So
yeah, the Cubs they're just cheap, so they're really good to full stack. But just because of their prices, they're really easy to fit in.
yeah, I like that's where I can mix them with Baltimore, mix them with New York, mix them with some Dodgers. That's another reason I kind of like them today, working some of that in. Their pricing gets there. Um, I don't hate putting an Angels lineup out against Cease because he's double the ownership of the field. They've gone back to cold, but I also like Cease and I want some exposure there. And I get liking the Padres today. I don't love them, but I don't hate them. I like Profar. Tatis is still only $5,400. That pricing's pretty cheap for me there.
Yeah, I don't have a ton of interest in the Padres. It's mainly just Tatis that I'm getting to.
Yep. Yeah, and I don't hate again. There's a lot of guys 4,200, so I get that side of it. And then for me, I like Gilbert today. It's again that K rate of that Oakland team. It's there. Gilbert's been really good. He's even been good against lefties. And the over under's 8 there. I'm indifferent. I like Cal. I think Cal's got a good matchup. I don't mind punting down to Luke Raley if you want to get a little bit cheaper in the outfield. But I'm not going to have full stacks of either one of those. And like I said, I'm going Gilbert in my pitch mix.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too. I have about 10% Mariners stacks. Most of them are mini stacks, so I don't have a whole lot of full stacks of them.
Okay. Yeah, and it's those are again, I'm pretty condensed tonight on where I'm going to go there, just based on game environments, who I like. Let's keep an eye on the weather for the Guardians and Royals. Again, I like going there. So, all right, let's see if we can go back to back. Who do you like on your moonshot today, Smitty?
I'm going with Andrew McCutchen against James Paxton today.
All right, I like it. I'm going to stick with Rutsch, man. I think Rutsch gets out of his slump today against Barrios. He's just crushed him. I think he finally gets it going today. And again, he's expensive. He's $5,600 at DK, but so he's got to deliver. But I like him in this appointment.
I like it.
Cool. Well, we're going to keep it short and sweet today, and we'll see you boys and girls in Discord.